Because I looked at you, Mondli, and I don't recall acknowledging you here. Honestly, and the Deputy Minister, Minister of Technologies and Digital Communications and Digital Technologies, Honorable Mondli Kungubele, thank you for honoring us with your presence, and Deputy Minister Nokcawe Mafu. Now, I was still saying we had this legislative sector summit, which was attended by the legislative arm, the judiciary, and the executive, for a collaborative engagement on how to strengthen parliamentary oversight as a function to improve the ability of the state to serve the citizens better. Although the Legislative Sector Oversight Summit was essentially about how to improve practices and systems to enhance the ability of provincial and national legislators to hold you, Mondli and Nokcawe, the executive, accountable, it also became very clear for those of us who were in attendance that the function of oversight was about how we use all the voice and mandate that the electorate has given to us to serve their own aspirations better. This duty to serve the aspirations of the citizens is also a two-way street where we must constantly provide account to the public about the work that we do, and at the same time receive feedback on the same. This accountability and feedback is at the heart of what members of parliament owe to their voters once elected. It is for this reason that it was always important that we establish a vibrant system of communications in parliament, including the foresight to invest in parliament's own media broadcasting capabilities to support its requirement to account and interact with its citizens on its work. For several years now, Parliament has partnered with the MultiChoice group, mainly through Parliament TV, which enhanced the parliamentary broadcasting capabilities. This partnership serves as a corporate social investment project by MultiChoice, underscoring their commitment to supporting parliamentary transparency and public engagement. The channel operates 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and ensures continuous coverage of important parliamentary proceedings. Parliament TV primarily focuses on broadcasting House sittings for 8 hours a day. Yes, it's true. It doesn't matter what time you wake up and you tune on to 408. You will find something happening. Something is being reported. And I must say, it is very impressive. However, in recent years, there have been notable development and expansions in the broadcasting services provided by Parliament. The channel currently broadcasts a wide range of proceedings, including live committee meetings, House sittings, public hearings in different provinces, and special projects. These broadcasts are instrumental in fulfilling the constitutional mandate of conducting Parliament's business in an open and accessible manner, thereby ensuring that citizens can witness and engage with the democratic processes. In 2021, MultiChoice further demonstrated its dedication to the parliamentary broadcasting services by adding a fully fledged state-of-the-art studio with a fully equipped control room known as the Final Control Center. This addition significantly improved the production quality and technical capabilities of Parliament TV. The studio is now used for live shows on special projects, including prominent events such as the State of the Nation address, as we shall be doing tomorrow, the budget speech, sectoral parliaments like women, men and youth parliaments, and a pre-recorded weekly bulletin that highlights the upcoming events of Parliament. As events would have it, The initial FCC, donated by MultiChoice, was destroyed. That is the final control center. It's a football club, no. Was destroyed by the fire that razed the new wing and the old assembly building in 2022. The fire destroyed broadcasting infrastructure that cost hundreds of thousands of rands and caused a huge disruption to the normal proceedings of Parliament. However, through the kind generosity of MultiChoice, through you, CEO, you have once more come through to us to replace our FCC. And it is now part of the new studio we are unveiling today. We really appreciate that. We are grateful to the MultiChoice Group for your unwavering support to the Parliament Broadcasting Services and for ensuring that Parliament can fulfill its mandate of facilitating public access to its work. I want to welcome the former Speaker and Deputy President of the Republic of South Africa, Madam Mbete. Thank you for being here with us this afternoon. Program Director, we believe that investment in new technologies for our broadcasting services also contributes to the creation of a dynamic future for Parliament's communications capabilities, leveraging the benefit of new tools to enhance and expand our interaction with our constituents. With the rapid advancement of communication tools, including the fourth industrial revolution and social media strategies, we have an opportunity to embrace new technologies to better connect with the public and enhance democratic participation. The fourth industrial revolution has brought about unprecedented changes in the way we communicate and interact with one another. This technological revolution has provided us with powerful tools that can be harnessed to improve transparency, promote dialogue, and foster greater engagements between elected representatives and the public. By leveraging these advancements, Parliament Broadcasting and Communication Service can reach a wider audience and facilitate meaningful conversations on important legislative issues. Furthermore, the rise of social media has transformed the way information is disseminated and consumed. Parliament Broadcasting and Communication Services must recognize the potential of social media to amplify the voices of the public and promote inclusive participation in the democratic process. By utilizing social media strategies effectively, parliaments can create more accessible channels for citizens to express their views, share feedback, and stay informed about parliamentary proceedings. However, as we embrace these new technological advancements, we must also remain vigilant in protecting the integrity of parliamentary communication. Ensuring the reliability and accuracy of information is paramount in building and maintaining public trust. As such, we must implement robust mechanisms to verify the authenticity of information shared through these channels and promote responsible use of social media platforms. Program Director, as this democratic parliament, we've set ourselves a distinct role of operating in the interests of the people we serve and ensuring that our work is open to the public. Broadcasting parliamentary proceedings public, therefore, plays an important role in advancing one of Parliament's key mandates, which is facilitating public access to processes by reducing the gap of bringing public representatives closer to the citizens, to civil society, to the media. This is why we felt it important, therefore, as part of the program of events leading to this year's SONA, to officially launch the new studio. We also celebrate a public-private partnership that stands as a shining example of what can be achieved when the state and private sector come together in collaborative effort to serve society better. With the launch of this studio, Parliament has also created an additional avenue for the media, especially regional and community media, to gain access to content about the work of Parliament. This will ensure that more people are informed about our work and thereby can actively participate in the processes of the institution. We welcome this new development, especially as it coincides with our celebration of 30 years of our democracy and the democratic Parliament. As we draw close to the conclusion of the 6th term of the democratic Parliament, we present this studio as a gift of progress and an important springboard for the enhancement of the work of Parliament in the 7th term and beyond. We dedicate this new studio as symbol of the resilience of our democracy and that of Parliament as an institution. The rebuilding of this studio represents the first tangible delivery in the restoration efforts of the infrastructure that we lost in the fire disaster in 2022. It is therefore a symbol of the phoenix, the ability of our people to rise again and again, to defeat adversity. This is a gift and homage to them. Now, I'm sure you all know now, Tate Masonda, I'm sure, joined the NCOP in 2019, I'm assuming, and I joined the NA in 2021 September as a presiding officer. But otherwise, I'm like part of the furniture. I'm 30 years in Parliament. As we finish 10 years of 30 years of our democracy, you should know that we are one of those who were lined up on that day and who took the oath to serve the people of South Africa. Now, I think it's important for me to acknowledge your presence, former Speaker, Honorable Mbete, and I'm sorry that Madam Modise is not here, because you are the two people who conceptualized this idea, this notion of having a parliamentary studio. We appreciate your wisdom, your foresight, as if you knew that there would come a time in South Africa when politics would be more robust than you can imagine. So our people watch every day. It doesn't matter if you wake up at 12 or 1, at least when you tune in 4:08, you know there is something that's being reported which would have taken place in Parliament on that day. But also, as we heighten our public participation processes, it's good, it's such a warm feeling to meet a person in the deep rurals of Emambondweni in Port St. John's, and the person telling you that we know that Parliament will be coming to our area because there's going to be a public participation process. It's such a warm feeling because it is what the people of South Africa were yearning for. It is what we all fought for. Just to know that the public out there is informed about every decision, every step that we take, Honorable Singh. I must say this, that when I attended the funeral of Baba Shenge, it was so warm to be received by some of the people I thought I would never be able to relate to when I was in that area. The Amabutos of KwaZulu-Natal. And really embracing me, acknowledging that I am the Speaker, and I am the Speaker of the Republic of South Africa. I am the Speaker of the National Assembly of the Republic of South Africa. And it has to do with everything with the ability of Parliament to communicate with its people about work of its representatives in this House of Assembly. So I'm really proud of what we've achieved. I'm really proud Bali, of what you and the former Speaker, Tandi, who would have been here because she had confirmed earlier on, but I know that they have a cabinet now. We are proud of what you have achieved. Lastly, all these things we've done in the past 30 years, we were not doing it for ourselves. We were not doing this for our personal glory. We did all this work. We passed all these pieces of legislation. We ensured there's public participation. We ensured that there's effective oversight. We passed laws which repealed laws which oppressed the majority of the people of South Africa. We did that for the future of our young ones. The future of our young ones. And I think we've done just that. So the next 30 years, young people, it is now for you to take the baton and not walk with it, but run with the baton. Grab it from us, run with it, and continue to enhance and continue the work that we have done, pass even more progressive pieces of legislation than the, if you think that we need to improve something from what we have done, do just that without any fears. I stepped down by saying I had the opportunity to interact with students at Rhodes on Saturday when I was doing the voter registration process in our mobilization in my constituency office in Grahamstown. I'm worried. Youth of South Africa, I am worried. And I think many of us are worried, and many of us are concerned. Just about some of you, their inability to appreciate the fact that we actually fought for the right to vote. And therefore you have an obligation to register to vote, if only to defend the gains which this revolution had made. Just vote in order to defend what you already have. Just vote in order for you to defend the right to education, the right to have NSFAS with all its challenges, paying for your fees, the right to free health, just the basics. I really pray that as we go to an election, that young people will be in the majority in terms of those who will exercise their right to vote. Young people, you're not voting for us, old dogs. You're not voting for us. You are voting for the future of the young people of South Africa. The right to defend what you already have. The right to defend the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa. The right to defend the anthem and the flag of the Republic of South Africa. Because where we come from, we came from a situation where we could not even exercise that right. Just that. Who you vote, you decide. Your vote is your secret. But just the right to vote. People have died fighting for a right to exercise freedom by voting for who they want. And I just thought that I can't lose this opportunity. I can't miss this opportunity to send this message out. By the way, it was voter registration weekend, but remember, you can continue, encourage your children, encourage your relatives to continue to register online because it is your right to do so. Thank you very much, colleagues.
A round of applause. Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Indeed, this is a gift that symbolizes the resilience of Parliament and the people of South Africa to rise, and to rise. Thank you very much. A round of applause to the Speaker of the National Assembly. And thank you very much indeed to the former Speaker of the National Assembly, Mama Balegampete. Really appreciate your presence. It is recorded in the annals of history how much you fought for this studio to be here today. And we have said indeed that we must have some time with you in the studio just so that we can reflect on your legacy. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me pleasure to invite the CEO of MultiChoice to come forward to hand over this wonderful gift, the studio, as well as the final control center. Mr. Calvo Mawela, the CEO of MultiChoice. I know when I was calling you, you were busy whispering into the ears of the speaker. I'm repeating again. This is a wonderful gift. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Program Director, Speaker, who is our host today, Chairperson of the NCOP, Deputy Speaker. I see members of Parliament. I see ministers, deputy ministers. I will close by saying all protocol observed, because I'm sure I don't know everybody, so I don't want to make a mistake of leaving somebody out. But before I get into the speech of what, as MultiChoice, made us to get involved in this, I think I'm not so young anymore. I'm much older. I might be looking younger. We tend to underestimate the amount of work that Parliament is doing in terms of making sure that the foundation of our democracy remains intact, that discussions are as robust as they can be in terms of fulfilling the aspirations of a young kid like me that grew up in Bushbuck Ridge and ended up as a group CEO of a multinational. So some of the work that is being done here is felt down in the rural areas where people sometimes lose hope, but it's because of the work that we are doing that some people in those rural areas rise up and end up to be where some of us are today. And we remain very appreciative of the work that you guys are doing in terms of coming up with the laws that recognizes the most vulnerable in society to make sure that they can also have a shot at life and be able to make it one day. So we are very grateful for the great work that you are doing here in Parliament, but many times, many people tend to underestimate the hard work that you put in, the hours that you have put in. But those of us who interact with you know very well that there is a lot of work that is going on for a country to function and to hold the executive accountable. From us as MultiChoice, we really see this as part of our responsibility as a proudly South African and a proudly African company, that we should make sure that democracy continues to thrive, that the people that are elected to represent us are able to share information to far-flung areas like Bushbuck Ridge, where I come from, as I've already said. And we feel that with us being in the media space, where every day we deal with media, we do broadcasts, this is our daily bread, we have the means to make these things happen. I will fight with my CFO to make sure that we have some budget allocation to fulfill this responsibility, because we'll only thrive if the country thrives. If the country doesn't thrive, our business will also suffer. So it's also in our interest to have a stable country that is able to grow the economy and information is disseminated across the whole country so that people can know their rights, they know what's wrong, what's right, and be able to fulfill their aspirations and dreams. That's where we come from as MultiChoice in terms of this contribution. We have now built, out of having started parliamentary TV to now coming up with a state-of-the-art studio, and it's really state-of-the-art. You can go into any media house anywhere in the world, it's second to none. And some might even be behind us in terms of what they see there compared to what they have. So we are really very proud that we are bringing the best of the best, and we sincerely hope that we should see it coming in and making a contribution and making sure that the country is able to see the good work that everybody is doing here in Parliament in making sure that our democracy continues to thrive. And it will celebrate 30 years of democracy. Speaker, you are right. Voter apathy is big among young people, but they don't know what they don't know. And it's up to us now, with having built this infrastructure, to share where we come from and how we have come to be where we are today, so that they can realize that it's very important for us to vote, to continue to support democracy. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Group CEO. Maybe if you can join me down here. And at the same time, I'm inviting the Speaker of the National Assembly and the Chairperson of the National Council of Provinces for the official handover. The CEO will hand over a symbolic key to the new state-of-the-art studio. Indeed, that's why I keep on emphasizing state-of-the-art studio. And to the final control center. Round of applause, please. Don't be jealous. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And then don't rush, CEO. The presiding officers have got something special also to hand over to you on behalf of Parliament. And I'm going to ask the Speaker, as she is handing over, to read the message and to show everyone the gift. In the interest
by the presiding officers of Parliament to MultiChoice in commemoration of the 30th anniversary of the Democratic Parliament, in appreciation of their partnership with Parliament in support of democracy. So, 30 years of our freedom? Yes.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. At this moment, I'm going to invite the presiding officers, the deputy presiding officers, as well as the House chairpersons and the chief whips of political parties. We're just going to have a few minutes to walk to the studio where there will be an official unveiling or launch of the studio. The STP, yes, also, as well as the former speaker to join us in the studio for a moment. And everything, as we said, is an integrated production. It's here, it's happening in the studio, so don't be worried. You will see everything that is happening, and then we come back and close. So just bear with us for a few minutes. Thank you very much.
President Cyril Ramaphosa will deliver the last State of the Nation address of the 6th Parliament to a joint sitting of Parliament on Thursday, 8th February 2024. The State of the Nation address is an occasion for the President to set out the government's key policy objectives and deliverables for the year ahead. During SONA, the President also highlights achievements, flags challenges, and outlines interventions that the government will undertake to unlock development interventions for the coming financial year. Watch the address live across Parliament's platforms at 7 p.m. Follow Parliament on social media and join the conversation using hashtag SONA2024. Parliament, following up on our commitments to the people, making your future work better. The President will deliver the State of the Nation address on Thursday, the 8th February 2024 at 7 p.m. at the Cape Town City Hall. Watch the State of the Nation Address 2024 live across Parliament's platforms. Parliament, following up on our commitments to the people, making your future work better. President Cyril Ramaphosa has, in terms of the Constitution, called for a joint sitting of the two houses of Parliament in liaison with the National Assembly Speaker, Ms. Nosiviwe Mapisa-Nqakula, and the National Council of Provinces Chairperson, Mr. Amos Masondo. The joint sitting is scheduled for Thursday, 8th of February 2024 at 7 p.m. and it will serve as the platform for the President to deliver his annual State of the Nation address. The State of the Nation address is an occasion for the President to set out the government's key policy objectives and deliverables for the year ahead. The State of the Nation address will take place at the Cape Town City Hall at 7 p.m. on the 8th of February 2024. Watch the State of the Nation address live across Parliament's platforms and follow Parliament on social media and join the conversation using hashtag SONA2024. Parliament, following up on our commitments to the people, making your future work better. President Cyril Ramaphosa will deliver the last State of the Nation address of the 6th Parliament to a joint sitting of Parliament on Thursday, 8th February 2024. The State of the Nation address is an occasion for the President to set out the government's key policy objectives and deliverables for the year ahead. During SONA, the President also highlights achievements, flags challenges, and outlines interventions that the government will undertake to unlock development interventions for the coming financial year. Watch the address live across Parliament's platforms at 7 p.m. Follow Parliament on social media and join the conversation using hashtag SONA2024. Parliament, following up on our commitments to the people, making your future work better. The President will deliver the State of the Nation address on Thursday, the 8th February 2024 at 7 p.m. at the Cape Town City Hall. Watch the State of the Nation address 2024 live across Parliament's platforms. Parliament, following up on our commitments to the people, making your future work better. President Cyril Ramaphosa has, in terms of the Constitution, called for a joint sitting of the two houses of Parliament in liaison with the National Assembly Speaker, Ms. Nosiviwe Mapisa-Nqakula, and the National Council of Provinces Chairperson, Mr. Amos Masondo. The joint sitting is scheduled for Thursday, 8th of February 2024 at 7 p.m. and it will serve as the platform for the President to deliver his annual State of the Nation address. The State of the Nation address is an occasion for the President to set out the government's key policy objectives and deliverables for the year ahead. The State of the Nation address will take place at the Cape Town City Hall at 7 p.m. on the 8th of February 2024. Watch the State of the Nation address live across Parliament's platforms and follow Parliament on social media and join the conversation using hashtag SONA2024. Parliament, following up on our commitments to the people, making your future work better.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. You're watching the handover of Studio and FCC. In studio with us this afternoon, I'm Duduzile Ramela, and this is Dr. Sibulelo Mvulane. We are joined by the CEO of MultiChoice, Mr. Calvo Mawela. We're also joined by the chairperson of the National Council of Provinces, Mr. Amos Masondo. But we've also got a treat for you because we're joined by the former Speaker of the National Assembly, and that would be Umam Ubaleka Mbete. And of course, we have got Mr. Kolile George, the Secretary of Parliament, and the current Speaker of the National Assembly, that is Umamnosiviwe Mapisa Ngakula, who you would have heard speaking about you as South Africans through Parliament TV engaging with democratic processes. And it's the penultimate time of the program, I guess, this afternoon, because, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the handover of Parliament TV. Now, this button, ladies and gentlemen, before us is quite simple in form, but it holds quite a significant meaning. Because when you press that button simultaneously, we'll ask you to do so in a few moments, it's going to spark the on-air sign, which symbolizes how far this relationship has come and the dawn of a new moment, I guess, as we enter more so 2024. And so as we proceed, we'd like to invite each and every single one of our participants to please stretch their hands to the button in preparation to spark the on-air button.
Do it.
Please go ahead and press the button. Press.
Well, there you have it. There it is. Parliament TV's new chapter begins. This is the symbol of the future of our democracy, I beg your pardon. And of course, it symbolizes this important platform that has been created to ensure that ordinary South Africans are able to engage with their members. Here's to a future where Parliament and its people are closer than ever.
And at this moment, we'd like to invite Mr. Amos Masondo, the chairperson of the National Council of Provinces, to give a closing address. That Masondo, it's over to you.
Thank you very much. Speaker Nosiviwe Mapisa Ngakula, Minister Kungubele, Deputy Minister Notawe Mafu, Honorable Lucas, and Honorable the Chisat Sinodi, the presiding officers, all House chairpersons, honorable members and distinguished guests, leaders of political parties, former Speaker Mbete and Mudise in absence. Allow me to begin by saying that many would agree that these are indeed exciting times for us as the executive authority of Parliament to witness such an important milestone in the development and changes that are taking place in our country and indeed the legislative sector. We have recently hosted a successful legislative oversight summit, and we are now officially receiving a state-of-the-art television studio that will boost our efforts in making the lawmaking process and our oversight program more transparent and accessible to the people of South Africa. According to the 2021 annual survey conducted by research agency Ipsos Magno, television remains a primary source of news on Parliament for approximately 80 to 90% of the South African public. Similarly, over 60% of the population relies on radio for news on parliamentary activities. These statistics highlight the significant role that television and radio play in shaping public opinion and understanding of Parliament's work. As many of you may know, providing a broadcast service does not come cheap, and we're grateful to MultiChoice for assisting us with the infrastructure. What Parliament, especially the 7th Parliament and the ones to follow, will have to grapple with is the question of the financing of the operations of the Parliament Broadcasting Service. Parliaments across the globe have adopted, as has already been indicated, various models of funding for their broadcast services, and as Parliament, we are also looking into this as an issue. Having examined the intricate interplay between licensing requirements for the Independent Communication Authority of South Africa, ICASA, and the legislative framework necessary for Parliament's broadcasting services, it becomes imperative to deliberately push for legislative intervention. Parliament, as a constitutional institution, bears unique responsibilities and distinct public service obligations. The prevailing legal framework regulating broadcasting falls short in addressing the intricacies of Parliament's foray into broadcasting. As we are aware, Parliament has a responsibility to create a robust and enhanced mechanism to share information with the people, to ensure that the public is involved in its affairs. A key tool in achieving this goal is establishing effective communication channels, such as free-to-air parliamentary TV channel and radio. With this welcome boost from MultiChoice, we're a step closer to achieving what we're aiming for. This sponsorship from MultiChoice is necessary. It's a necessary boost that will push us to greater heights in delivering on our commitments to the people. We would like to thank MultiChoice Board of Executives for their continued support that has made this renewed partnership possible. To the Group CEO, Mr. Calvo Mawela, we appreciate your commitment and tenacity to help ensure that our democracy works through the continued contribution that your organization makes to Parliament through the Parliament TV channel. Also, I would like to thank our predecessors, the former Speaker Baleka Mbete and Thandi Modise, who had the vision to make sure that this idea of a studio came to fruition. Coincidentally, as you know, the Minister Modise is my predecessor as chairperson of the NCOP, and also the predecessor of the current speaker, as she was the speaker before she moved to the Ministry of Defense. So to the ladies, the speakers as indicated, we thank you for your foresight. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for gracing this important occasion. Thank you very much for your presence.
A big thank you, Daduma Sondo. Accessibility for South Africans, essentially, this is what it is about. You have heard it all, that even those who are in the most rural and far-flung areas will be able to access democracy, and you will be able to get to see how the executive is held to account, as we've heard from the CEO of MultiChoice, Mr. Calvo Mawela. Thank you very much for joining us here for the handover ceremony of the studio and FCC.
Absolutely. I mean, obviously, this is so important. Some of the key messages that came through today is the importance of oversight, deepening oversight and accountability. And that is one of the key pillars of the work of Parliament in terms of its mandate. And of course, these platforms will play a major role in terms of ensuring that members of the public are held, they are informed on a consistent basis, and ensuring that report backs take place to ensure that all commitments that are being made on these platforms, on the parliamentary platform, that those are being implemented accordingly. With that said, we thank you very much for staying with us.
Thank you so much.
This book, our Constitution, protects our society and empowers us to govern. The Protea leaves are us, the people, who freely elect our voices in Parliament. The drum calls the people of Parliament, through whom we govern together. And the sun is our country, healing our past, improving our lives, and energizing our potential. Together, our Constitution, our people, our Parliament, and our country are building our great South.